Hey guys, I'm back. It's been a hot minute. I want to preface by saying my hair's a mess, everything's a mess, I'm a mess. We're all just like beautiful messes. But that's okay. And so much has been happening, and I have just, my brain has just been in 1,000 different places. And I think I usually sit down to make these like video diary logs when I'm feeling a sense of like paralysis. And I've like, for whatever reason, I've been on a really good streak the past few months, but I just hit a moment of paralysis this morning. I woke up to some dude yelling outside my apartment, just yelling, and I'm like, okay. And I woke up around 9, and I didn't get out of bed until like 12:30. And you know what we did? We doom scrolled. And actually, no, I take that back. I don't like the term doom scrolling because I am fully aware that I'm doing it. I just kind of call it like brain numbing scrolling, right? Of like, I just like can't cope with the state of like where I am right now. And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. Things are changing, and they're changing not only in like a, small, minute physical detail way, but they're changing in like a larger, like collective consciousness, psychological, history informed, deep way. And I don't know if other people can feel that, but I can feel it, and it's like a really out of body feeling. And like I am like so secure, so deeply in like who I am and like what I'm doing in this life on this earth. And I went on a date yesterday, and I was having a conversation with this girl, and we were talking about like for us, the patterns that are like playing out in our day-to-day lives on like a personal level and a global level. Like the patterns are so clear. Like this is history. We've been here. We've done this. Like this has all happened before. And it's like, hello. It is the most frustrating and like gutly gives me the ick feeling to be like, hey guys, look at these patterns. Hello, are you stupid? No critical thinking skills. And I'm just like, I want to shake some people, just like bang them up against a wall and just like shake their little noggins, because hello, you're either one, too dumb, or intolerant or ignorant. I don't know what the fuck, probably a combination of all. You're either too much of that to notice what's happening, or you are noticing it and you're just selectively choosing to ignore it. Either way, it's a bad case. It's a bad case scenario, like real bad. And I'm just like, I had a conversation with my therapist a couple weeks ago, and I just like walked into the session, big energy. I'm like, hey girl, so like at what point do we genuinely start to panic for the state of the world and the like dependability of our everyday lives? How do we like balance that with genuinely just trying to live our everyday lives and be normal and stay sane? because I'm having a real fucking hard time balancing all that right now. And I don't know if it's just a me thing, if it's an everyone thing, if it's because I'm an empath or a creative or, you know, a combination of all. But she turned to me and she was like, truly, I don't know. And that gobsmacked me. That really gobsmacked me. Like, what, you know? You know? So, like, there's that. But, like, having that, like, underlying subconscious feeling just makes every little mundane change in my everyday life just feel so catastrophic. Like, I literally have goosebumps thinking of this. Maybe also it's because it's, like, fucking 40 degrees in the end of May. Like, it's almost June, and I had to wear 2 layers of clothes and a pair of socks to bed last night. I beg your finest pardon. But I'm, like, with this underlying, like, level of, like, deep subconscious worry and anxiety, all, like, the mundane changes in my day-to-day life just feel so big and catastrophic and, like, profound simultaneously, in a good way, in a beneficial way, and also, like, in a detrimental, negative way. It's like, wow. Experiencing contradictory things simultaneously? What the fuck? And I'm just like, I don't know if this is my brain, if it's everyone's brain. So there's that. Like, yeah. So it's, like, so fucking cold, and it's almost June. The world's shit. Like, people keep filtering in and out of my lives, and, like, all my relationships right now just feel so boom, 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 like, up, down, up, down, up, down. And I'm just like, when can we reach a point of equilibrium? When's it coming? When's it my turn? When's it our turn to experience balance and equilibrium? Because that's all I'm really searching for in my life, right? Is, like, I just want to make a difference while also staying sane and protecting my inner peace. Is that too much to ask for? Apparently so, because the powers that be have just decided, guess what, guys? I'm gonna fuck with you. I turned 22 earlier this month. We're a year older. We're a year wiser. Wouldn't you know it? And I only just recently got to celebrate with my family. Is my mic still running? She is. Okay. And I'm just like, I am so burnt out. And I usually am kind of, like, exhausted on, like, a mental, emotional level. But this just, like, reaches an all-time high. And, like, you know, I think this was a quote from Brittany Broski. So I'm going to plug it here because I spent the entire afternoon yesterday brainstorming, like, doing some creative brainstorming. I, like, grabbed my backpack, grabbed my laptop, grabbed my sketchbook, grabbed, like, 2 different notebooks on my to-do list. And I hauled ass to a cafe in my town. And I just sat there for hours, just locked in, started. Because here's the thing about me. When I creatively brainstorm, it's like an all-time thing. Like, I can't really just ever just sit down and do it. Like, it comes to me over time. And so my notes app, scary place. My friend came home from college like a week and a half ago, and we were just, like, talking about our notes apps. And I was like, yeah, girl, I really got to clean out my notes app. I've got, like, over 2,000 notes. Like, I think I have, like, 2,500 notes in my phone. She was like, pardon? I have like 43. And I thought that was a lot. I'm like, hey, it's not my fault. Whoever programmed this little brain up here, it's not my fault. But yeah, I will like, all over the place. And then I like reach a point of that paralysis again where I'm like, okay, we got to sit down. We got to sort through this shit, because there's a method to the madness for sure. And like, there's definitely like a clear arc, like a clear plot line, but like everything's everywhere and we just need to sit down and organize. So that's what I did yesterday. And, yeah, Brittany Broski quote. One of the things that I was writing down in my notebook, I was just like pulling quotes that I had either like found inspiring or like came up with myself. And I was pulling them from my notes app and writing them down on this like spread in my sketchbook. And I believe it was a quote from Brittany Broski. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it goes, no amount of sleep will help when it's your soul that's tired. Bitch, be fucking for real. Me. Immediately when I heard that, wrote that down. I was like, write that shit down. Here's the other piece that I wanted to touch on. Because in that same vein, it resonated on a deeper level, because I either heard that like a week prior or a week after. No, because anyways, it resonated because simultaneously around the same time, I went to a psychic. And, ooh, girl. Technically she's my godmother, but I don't like calling her my godmother because I'm not Christian like that. What I call her in my brain is my spiritual mother. So that's what I'm going to call her. My spiritual mother and I have like kind of had this as like a back thought of like something we want to do together for a while now. Or at least I have. And I posed it to her a few months ago maybe. And she was like, yeah, for sure. Because when we get together and we celebrate each other, like we really try to prioritize experiences over material gifts. Because I don't know, that's my love language, and I'm assuming that's her love language. Anyways, so we both reached to a point where like, yeah, we should do this now. And so she got recommendations from her like acupuncturist and her massage therapist, and they all recommended the same lady. So we both took notes for each other, and immediately this woman clocked me. She read me like a goddamn book. She was like, this, and I was like, girl, you just met me like an hour ago, because my person went first. And she's like, I'm like, how the fuck did you know that? Which, it's not that I didn't believe in like psychics and mediumship prior to this experience, but this like solidified it. I was like, oh, so you weren't kidding. Yeah. Oh my God, Simba. Sorry, Pookie. Yeah, so she clocked me like a book, read me to filth in the best way possible. She didn't really tell me anything new. It was more of just like, she just kind of like reaffirmed everything. Like this like image that I have of myself and this understanding and this awareness that I have of myself. I was like, is this reality? Am I making this up? Or am I just like delusional and, my brain cells are dying? No, I'm not crazy. I'm not delusional. Maybe my brain cells are dying, but it's not because I'm doing something wrong. She just like read me like clockwork, and it was crazy. And it was again like such an out of body experience. And she like referenced things to like ground what she was saying in truth. And it was fucking creepy as shit. But she said to me, she was like, you were put on this earth in this life. You were given this life to, challenge and question the rules and regulations that have been put in place by society. Like, you are going, like, your role here is to, like, help people grow emotionally and, just, like, educate and be a protector and a provider and, like, a leader in a sense that's, like, you're teaching philosophy, not necessarily. And she didn't say this exactly, but it was similar to a thought that I've had before of, like, when I first started coming into my, like, artistic practice and my artistic career, my creative career, I would always say to people, I'm like, I don't want to pioneer something new necessarily. I just want to, like, use the tools that we've gathered throughout history and, like, use them to educate people with love and empathy and just awareness, because as humans, we are such communal beings. And when we isolate and we polarize ourselves, it is, like, truly one of the worst things that we could do for ourselves, and, like, ourselves personally and ourselves collectively, right? And yeah, she said some shit and I was like, period, heard. I'll get right on it. I will get right on it for sure. And one of the things she told me, she's like, you have a way with words and you will be a writer. You will write probably at least 4 books in your lifetime. And I was like, oh. Now, this is a thing I don't really talk about with people, and I'm even questioning myself acknowledging it on here because I know that I'm going to be uploading this to the ether of the interwebs. But I'm like, hey, one of my, like, deep subconscious goals is, like, I want to be an author. Like, I want to, like, write lyrics. Like, I want to make music. Like, I want to, oh God, it gives me frisson. Like, I've always had frisson. And she was like, yeah, you're going to write books. You have a way with words. And, like, I'm picking something up about music. And I was like, okay. So what did I do last night? I downloaded GarageBand, as one does. And what I did yesterday in that cafe was for 4 hours, I just went to town organizing and reorganizing and pulling ideas and stringing things together. And I was just like, in the grand scheme of things, did I really make a dent? No, because there's so much to sort through. But I was like, I started, and that's what's important, right? And I mean, like, I'm, like, dipping out of the country in a few months to go back to school. So, like, because one of the things she said to me, she was like, create your foundation before you arrive. And I was like, period. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to create that goddamn foundation before I arrive, because I'm going back to school to study contemporary art theory. And if you guys didn't think I was annoying already, you're definitely going to think I'm annoying by the time I get back. But you better mean it in the best way possible. And if those of you who don't mean it in the best way possible, fuck you. Get the fuck out. I don't want you in my life. That wasn't targeted at anyone directly, but if you think it applies to you, then maybe you should do some reevaluating of your choices and how you interact with people, specifically me. Yeah, because I'm just like, where has the critical thinking gone? And this video is getting long and I'm starting to rant. And I think I'm okay now, but I really need to prepare and get ready for work. And this video will probably be uploaded either tomorrow or later tonight. So I guess I just want to say that life, how we know ourselves as people, changes every single second. And I'm not saying that goals are inherently bad or that, ideal visions of ourselves and our lives are bad. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I think we as a collective society, a global society, need to get better and acknowledging the fact that things can literally change in a split second. And I know that sounds like so stupid and cliche, but I mean it on such a like metaphysical level, that like the entire trajectory of everything can change in a single second. And even our understanding of ourselves can change in a single second. You know? And it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful concept. Like, I literally like am gagged and have goosebumps again, because I think that is such, if you ask me, that's what it means to be human, right? That's what it means to be human. What it means to be human is to acknowledge the fact that like our entire awareness and idea of reality can change in a single second. Not me unlocking the mysteries of the universe and what it means to be a human being. Anyways, I'm going to go get ready for work. And I will hopefully see you soon, because speaking and making long form video content is just essentially the performance piece equivalent of writing words down. So if that's what I was put on this planet to do, fucking come at me. Bye, guys.